Hey y'all, Silverplanes here, and today we're gonna mix things up a little bit. I uploaded this level June 21st, 2020. I took my super world down after getting some feedback from some good friends through Reddit. Have been working on revamping it a bit, and I wanted to revamp this level with you guys to kind of show you my creative process. So first things first, let's go ahead and play it. This is an airship level for one of my worlds, probably mid-game. It's not actually too hard. And there are some setups I like, but there's some major changes that I'd also like to make. So let's jump into it and I'll kind of do some commentary about what I think of the level. It's interesting sometimes as a creator going back to 1-year-old levels and playing it again. And some of mine, honestly, really challenge me a lot. So, we've got some decent indicators there. I don't know if it slows down the gameplay to have to ride on those big buzzy beetles, though, at the beginning. And then here we do have a reset door, but it's a pretty unforgiving precision room. So, go here. Thankfully the reset door is there, but I do want to make some of this honestly a little bit easier. Now you notice that spike trap on the corner, I can't hold right because if I do I'll just run into it. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that, so maybe also drop that platform down one so you don't accidentally trigger it prematurely. Up here. And then that is actually a very tight jump. You have to be prepared for it, and honestly, I want to make it less tight when I revamp this too. So, now we got the moles. Okay, and that's pretty unforgiving too. I'm gonna change that when we come back to it. And then hug the wall and you're down. So now you see a checkpoint here. And I did have this as one of those levels where you have like repeating checkpoints with coins. But then I changed it, but I almost want to change it back. And I'll show you what I want to do. But let's go play through the different coin sections first. Here we have just some Kaizo blocks that lead to a 1-up. My favorite kind of Kaizo blocks are ones that aren't gonna hurt you. So... least favorite Kaizo blocks are ones that yeet you into the abyss, and, you can't do anything to help it. So here's like a little overworld section where you can pick which pipe to go to. The key is, though, you gotta get all the pipes without dying to get the key, so the key is getting the key. Bahaha. So that one isn't too bad. I like the flow of that section, and I don't think I'm going to change much with it. Let's go in here. Ah, that was tight. And... okay. So that one, a little tricky. We'll go back to it. As you can see, these sections are all actually very brief, and they follow the theme of the first part of the level. So going in here, gonna jump up. There we go. Had a lot more air that time. I was prepared, so. And now the last section is this green pipe here. And that killed me miserably. So quite a few of these you have to be prepared. And if you're not prepared, then you're pretty much dead. Okay, hug the wall there. Could almost put one ways there to make that part a little bit more forgiving. I'm trying to add some forgiveness. I don't want people to be, completely turned off by the difficulty of my super world, so... okay. Hug the wall. Alright, and that's it. They're all very short sections, and that's kind of why I put a checkpoint and made you do all the sections. But I also know that that can be a bit disheartening to players. So I'm going to do these other two sections so I can show you the key door and where that leads. This one's actually my favorite. I think I really like this one. Flows pretty well. So, yeah, I think I'm going to keep that one as is, but let's go this way now and into the key door. So the reason I didn't put a looping checkpoint is because I put a boss here. You can see him down in the right hand corner and a little bit on the left too. So it's kind of like one of those, you just gotta dodge all of the projectiles like a bullet hell almost. The boss battle isn't that hard, and you can use the crates to maneuver around and get Ludwigs to shoot in different directions. Is that plural for Ludwig? Ludwigs? I don't know. Oh geez, that was super close. And then I walked into that one. That was silly. So at least we have a checkpoint, right? And we can try this again. But I could also make it so you get a coin from this section instead. And I kind of think that's the route I want to go with the level, so that we can keep a looping checkpoint. And, yeah, and kind of reward the player slowly, you know, instead of making them do all those sections perfect to get a key to come to the boss area. So I also made it so you can't go too far left or too far right and off-screen one of the Ludwigs. If you're able to do that, then you could literally just have one shooting at you. And sometimes that's a mistake people make when they make setups like this, is they make the room too wide and then you off-screen an enemy and you no longer, you no longer have to worry about them. So I didn't want that to be the case in my level. And you can see just a nice little ending section, pretty chill. We can totally just kill this Yoshi and go through the exit. Bye, Yoshi. He made his sacrifice. He did what he was supposed to do. So that's the level in its current state, and I think we can make it better. So now let's jump into the editor and start working on it. So I'm just going to exit here. Also note it has 36 hearts right now, so not too bad, a decent amount of likes, but I think it can get more too if I re-update this and then utilize the level sharing threads on Reddit. I like using those because then I can play through other people's levels, give them some feedback, and get some feedback on my own level, and, you know, hopefully make a more enjoyable experience for the player. Alright, so first things first, we don't have winged buzzy beetles in any other part of the level, and I feel like they just kind of slow down the flow of this first part. So, I want to do something a little bit different. So we're going to make a little bit harder section, I think, to get into the airship, but not super hard by any means. So if we start here, we can jump up here. And then you gotta be mindful too, on an airship level, you'll sometimes have the bottom or the top of the screen get cut off because airships like to sway up and down. So I don't want to make it super uncomfortable for the player. And let's give them a little bit of time here. So maybe like that. And then here we could actually throw a swinging claw. And that might be, you know, more entertaining than just riding a giant winged beetle. So swinging claw could lead to something more interesting than clouds. Honestly, that might be the way to go, so that this first section flows just a little bit better. You know, you gotta give Mario some headroom. People like to do full jumps. That feels a lot better, honestly. So then jump over and we can go in. So it's not a super difficult section, but it is a little bit harder now. And then here we've got this area. So already I want to move this platform down by 1. I want to make this jump more forgiving. So we'll go like that. Okay, so let's just see how it feels right now. So, and that spike trap is pretty close, but yeah, that feels pretty good, honestly. I like that. I like it a lot better that way. So, and then there, it's not that difficult, that part, but let's make it more forgiving still. Let's move that. Also, I feel like this spike trap is pretty unfair, and then let's just get rid of the ones on the ceiling. And then moles are also kind of generic. Let's try switching it up. Do a nod to my Kaizo Pow Drop Blooper Blues level. Okay. And that just feels way more safe now, honestly. And that blooper got me. Let's lower him. Let's actually lower him a couple of notches. Because the ceilings are pretty low as it is. So you're kind of starting high, going low, and then going back high again. So here's something that I want to do for that, actually. So if you fall, you can't just jump up through there. You gotta actually go through the platform. If you end up hitting the Kaizo blocks like this, and then missing for some reason, I think you can kind of save it a little easier. Like that. But then this last guy, I think you still have to bounce off someone to get to him. Nope, you don't. So, I don't know. That makes it a little easier though, and I'm not opposed to that setup, so I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it like that. Okay. And now let's do some ropes. Let's hang some ropes in this room too. Just because it looks kind of plain. Maybe hang a rope down so it's almost like the ropes are holding up these blooper setups here. So, also, if you didn't notice, I am a full-time controller user. I do not use the touchscreen when I make levels. So, that might be unpopular with some, but I really find it, you know, most enjoyable to make levels with a controller. So we still got the reset doors, and then the player kind of works their way through this section to ultimately end up at the first coin. And then here I'm gonna change it, and I'm gonna put this checkpoint here, and then you go through the pipe. I just don't want to make the player run through this hall every time, but I could, I guess. I could just spawn them right here. I mean, it's not that far to get to any of the pipes, so let's do that. Alright, and then I like that trick that people do with the skull lifts, so throw that there and then get a skull lift on it to signify that this is the boss room. And that takes you to the boss room where you can get a key from either Ludwig, but not both of them. And then these key doors need to now lead us, instead of over here, to a room where we get a coin. Okay. So then this is going to lead over to our other checkpoint. And we can do that actually pretty easily. So we're going to point this down, drop Mario through the ceiling, And we've got to set up a one-way wall too. So now, let's do that. I don't think that'll interfere too much with this section at all. Just kind of, yeah, like that. Down here. Okay. So then you can go here, you can fight the boss. I don't know if this boss battle is too easy or not. So now I need to put the key door, which I think we should put the key door like right over here. So yeah, that way the player comes out the pipe, hit the checkpoint, and they get the key door. And I don't want any sort of like checkpoint death, nothing like that happening. In fact, you can drop Yoshi down that hole right there at the end, and maybe I will change that up just a little bit too. So I don't want anything to kill the player after they get the key and defeat the boss. So if someone really makes a bad mistake and falls down here, I want it to be like kind of a fake out section. We'll put some clouds down here, and that way if you do fall down, you can at least hit a vine. Or, I mean, you don't even need the vine. Maybe the vine could go to a secret area up here. Let's do that. So that's another thing, like, lives I don't think will matter too much in my super world. I want it to be, you know, fun and challenging, and I mean there are some straight up Kaizo courses that will be really hard for some players to get through. Hopefully not impossible. So now that we've got everything I think in place, let's start the level over. So we got this first section. Bonk. Alright, whoops. You know what? Let's do that, and then I'm gonna put a steep slope there. It kind of curves better for Mario. Gives him more headroom. Okay, that's fine. I like that. So I think the level's ready. I kind of want to throw some pixel art into it now. So when I do that, I just kind of look up a picture of, you know, whatever I want to make the art, and look it up on like Google or whatever, or look up a perler beads pattern. So I'm just gonna see what kind of pixel art I can find on Ludwig. I'll probably speed up the process, and I'm just gonna put it in the subworld. Okay, so I think I am happy with this now. And yeah, it looks pretty decent for a Ludwig, you know. Maybe we could call him Crudewig, because it's not perfect by any means, but I think it's a decent enough thumbnail. So let's save this, go to upload. When you hit upload, something to note is that whatever is on the screen will be the thumbnail, so that's why I've got my beautiful Ludwig pixel art right there. And then we are ready for a clear check, so let's do this. At least once I get the initial clear check done, I'll be at the coins, which, wait a minute. Quick clear check, hold on. This first coin can only be accessed from the first area. Can probably just get rid of that coin, actually. You know, you go through, you're in the first part of the level now. Because yeah, starting from the checkpoint and trying to clear it would be impossible. I can't get back through to that first section, so I'm really glad I noticed that. So you're gonna go boss first, then get the other 3 coins. Okay, I'm in deep focus mode right now for this clear check, so I'm just not talking too much. But let's get the boss, and then let's hopefully go into a nice room that feels like you're actually inside of a ship. That is what I would like. Okay. Some close calls in here, dodging all of this Ludwig fire. Oh, the projectiles. Oh, that one was close. Okay, come on, star. Alright. So we got the star. Now let's see how this looks. Okay, that's better. It's like oddly off-center, but I don't even care. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Now we come out, and we got more stuff to do. So, let's get the red pipe out of the way. Then we can do the green, then the blue. And then we'll call it a day with, yeah. At least that's, you know, the initial clear check. Then I just have to do it from the checkpoint flags, which isn't going to be as bad. So here's the green section. Alright. I just gotta get that blue section, and then I won't be able to have any sort of key death after that, so that should be fine. Okay. So we're through. Now we got the key. We can take it to the key door. And here we have ourselves a Yoshi and a cape. Alright, it's over. It is done. So now I'll go back, I'll finish doing my clear check from both checkpoint flags. And I'll get this level uploaded. Huh? Pistol's a good boy, everybody. Yeah. Alright, let's bust out these other coins real quick so that we can get this uploaded. I might leave this part in because of the cat. He's a good luck cat. Yep, that's right. Thank you for visiting, Pistol. The internet loves you. So now that all my clear checks have been done, the level is going up. So this is where, yeah, I will go to the Mario Maker subreddits and go to the level sharing threads, find level codes that people post, play their levels, you know, give them some feedback, give them a like, and drop my ID. And if any of you guys need, you know, help getting your levels promoted, that is the best way that I've found. So definitely give that a shot. Also, there was my level ID on the screen so that you can go play this level too. And yeah, I'd love any support. Also, if you play my levels, feel free to drop me a code. I'll always return plays. So go to uploaded courses, and here is the level. Destroy Ludwig as you venture through his ship. And there's my little thumbnail. It looks great. A little excessive when you look at that giant section right there. A little excessive with the hard blocks, but it's okay. It worked out. And yeah, Ludwig actually doesn't look too bad at all. So thank you all so much for watching. I'm gonna call it a day. Again, my name's Silverplanes, and I hope y'all have a good one. Much love, good vibes.